Cameroon and the world celebrated Christmas. Activities are slowly resuming in most towns and cities in the country. High Prime Newscast for tonight revisits the 2023 edition of Christmas celebrations across the National Triangle. And with 17 days to go for the African Cup of Nations built for Ivory Coast, several international friendlies have been observed amongst the 24 teams taking part in this edition of the African Cup of Nations. Good evening to you all. This is High Prime for the Wednesday, the 27th of December 2023 representation. I am attending Larry Kevin Kabot. To start off with one of our lead stories, Christmas celebrations in most parts in Cameroon was observed hitch-free as the eye-catching moment was merrymaking and other activities that was observed. In the southwest and northwest region, the situation wasn't different, as in the northwest region it was timidly felt, as Alice Leke Ikome tells us more.
There is boy child, Jesus Christ.
It is Christmas 2023, and like other years, almost every household is celebrating in their own unique style. Most people, particularly Christians, start the day with church services, believing that since it is the birth of Jesus Christ, it's but normal to go to God's house, listen to His word while celebrating His birth.
Prince of Peace is coming, and He wants to dwell in the hearts of each and every one of us. And that is why I mentioned during the homily that all Christians are supposed to be messengers of peace. Peace in our families, peace in our different parishes, peace in our society.
The 2023 Christmas celebration was a bit different, particularly in some areas in the Anglophone regions of Cameroon, where Christmas was spent indoors, as not even a single human could be found in the streets. However, it was fun for many, as most families did not only eat for Christmas, but dressed in the Christmas attire. Going by people's opinion, Christmas 2023 was fun, and as they look forward to celebrate the new year, it is hoped that come 2024, people will not be deprived of celebrating the birth of Christ.
The world was aglow, all the bells rang out, there were tears of joy and laughter. People.
The second-class chiefdom of Bojongo village in Fako division of the southwest region now have a new traditional ruler in the person of Chief Stephen Vekima Efeswa, who was enthroned recently at the chief's area in that part of the southwest region. The ceremony that saw in attendance the two paramount rulers of Fako division, the paramount chief of Boya and Limbe respectively, not forgetting the SDO for Fako division, Shwaibu, who presided over that ceremony. More with Daniel Ikomimboa.
His Royal Majesty Stephen Vekima Efeswa has been installed as the second-class chief of Bojongo village.
Okay.
The coronation rituals that took place this Saturday, December 23rd, 2023, was chaired by the senior divisional officer for Fako, who outlined the ministerial orders permitting such exercise.
Content 11 and 13 of Decree number 77/245 of 15 July 1977 to organize funerals. After the death of the late Chief Bengu Vekima Samuel, it's pleasure and great honor for me to present the official installation and the physical presentation of the second-class traditional ruler of Bojongo Chiefdom, this 23rd day of December 2023 after the long story that most of us here know.
Taking over from late Chief Samuel Vekima has not been an easy process, as several consultative talks between the kingmakers and the SDO was held.
The senior general officer of OFACO in his capacity organized consultative talks in view of the designation of the new second class chief of Bojongo on the 13th of May 2018 in the replacement of the late chief Mengu Bekina Samuel. The competent elders were consulted and Stephen Vekima Iswa was chosen as selected chief.
While presenting him to the population, the SDO further echoes his function and called on him to carefully implement them.
All of the chiefs shall be to assist the administrative authorities in the guidance of the people. As auxiliaries of the government, the chiefs shall inter alia be responsible for transmitting the directives of the administrative authorities to their people and ensuring that such directives are implemented. Directed by the competent administrative authorities in the maintenance of the law and order in the economic, social, and cultural development of their areas.
It is worth noting that the traditional stool has been vacant for over 8 years now before this day. A village filled with rich culture and socio-economic activities was a moment which the people called on him to bring all on board so as to foster peace and development.
Are ready to work relentlessly for this community and for peace to reign here. Your Majesty, the late chief made it a point of honor to ask for Wonjongo to be granted the status of an administrative unit. This is one of the things your loyal people want you to pursue with as much energy as you can muster.
After his coronation exercise, he was then later taken to the traditional house where he would spend some days communicating with his ancestors. Traditional rulers of Fako, elites of the region, family members, friends and well-wishers all turned out to celebrate his enthronement.
We'll be with you, Daniel Ikomenbua, this time around with the Hipmat University Institute of Buea, who has graduated some 431 laureates from the school. The ceremony that was presided over by the Secretary of State at the Ministry of Higher Education, Professor Gapsa Wilfred, was one where he charged the outgoing students of Hipmat University Institute of Buea to be ambassadors of job creation when it comes to the job market. Daniel Ikomenbua once more.
Hipmat University Institute of Buea has equipped over 431 students to become job creators. This was during their convocation ceremony which took place this Friday, December 22, 2023. The event, which saw a massive attendance, was chaired by the Secretary General at the Ministry of Higher Education, who appreciated the institution for such quality knowledge given to the students.
I think we lived solemn, very academic, successful ceremony this afternoon. We all send that the United Nations as a partner of the government and Ministry of Higher Education to keep training young Ghanaians quality and competitive training that make them useful to themselves and useful to their societies. One of the things that sometimes we ignore is the fact that these things are not happening if the authorities of this land are not together and overseeing that everything takes place under very good conditions.
Having completed their professional careers in HND, Bachelor of Technology, BSc and MBA is something which the president of the institution says he is proud of.
Students have been effectively prepared by the various lecturers and course instructors of this institution, who happen to be very qualified and experienced, trainees of various reputable universities all over the globe. I think that the products of our institution are well equipped and of course will definitely be very productive.
Mentored by the University of Bamenda and Buea, proves the quality of graduates the institution is sending out to the job market.
And for you to stand out so unique in this rigorous process, we are here to actually say that these graduates have all the attributes of the University of Buea, that we graduate them in character and learning. And we have that conviction that they will actually defend the values of the University of Buea.
The certificate the students are graduating with is quite elevated. So we are confident that we are graduating in partnership with HIMMAT, a group of young men and women who insert themselves into the world of work and will create opportunities for themselves and for others.
To one of the graduates, reaching this point has not been an easy task.
I feel so great, and the memories I have received today, I don't think I'm ever going to forget them. Working hard, like I already knew I was going to be awarded because I've been working hard since from the onset, so I was ready for it.
The institution, which is known for training job creators, this year had the best graduates nationwide in banking and finance, software engineering and more. Parents, friends and well-wishers all turned out to congratulate their loved ones after years of study.
The sum of 3 billion CFA francs has been adopted by the different boards of directors of the National School of Local Administration, NASLA. This was during the 8th ordinary session of the board of directors that unfolded at the school's boardroom meeting that was presided over by the board chair, Muta Osmanu May, as our reporter has more.
The different board of directors members of the National School of Local Administration, NASLA, are in the campus boardroom for the 8th edition of the ordinary session dedicated for the adoption of the 2024 budget, as the long hours of deliberations were presided over by the president of the board of directors.
We had a meeting with the director concerning our budget in 2024.
For several hours, the different members of NASLA board raised salient issues for the advancement of the institution, as the Director General Tanichikubai Eno Achuo, alongside his deputy Ledwin Ongolo, were congratulated for doing a remarkable job.
We have decided to give to the General Manager 2 billion. And I think what we are doing is the continuation of what we have already started, and the General Manager and his own team are working very well, so we had no problem. The resolution was to adopt the amount of the budget, and I told you that we are above 3 billion.
With a sum of 3 billion CFA francs put in place to pilot the affairs of NASLA for 2024, the school holds true to have core value of the bedrock of decentralization in Cameroon and the Semak-Sub region at large.
You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. We talk all on reports now. The 2023 was witnessed with significant strides in the fight against malaria and Alzheimer's disease, which is a disease that has to do with disorder in the mental situation, marking a tremendous increase in the medical and scientific sector, according to the World Health Organization, with the World Health Organization, WHO, having a pat on the back from other Bretton Woods institutions. Aisha Mbeng is a lady on that story.
New vaccines are being rolled out globally to combat similar incurable disease such as malaria and Alzheimer's. In a crucial development, 12 countries across various regions of Africa are set to receive a total of 80 million doses of the world's very first anti-malaria vaccine over the next 2 years. Additionally, our groundbreaking technologies aim to empower paralyzed individuals to regain the ability to walk. This deployment marks a pivotal step in addressing one of the leading causes of mortality on the continent. Countries participating in the anti-malaria vaccination implementation program, including Ghana, Kenya and Malawi, will benefit from these doses to continue vaccination efforts in pilot regions. The initiative represents a collaborative effort to bring about positive health outcomes and combat the pervasive impact of malaria in affected regions.
With less than 17 days to go for the African Cup of Nations built in Ivory Coast in the West African sub-region, many teams have entered into international friendlies to make sure that they are in better preparation for the African Cup of Nations, as the 24 teams that will be participating come January says they are in greater shape when it comes to the competition. Our reporter on that sports story is Sonita Ngoni.
It is less than 20 days to the 2023 African Cup of Nations competition, one of Africa's prestigious championships. As a build-up to the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations, some out of the 24 teams have secured friendly games to put all their arsenals together coming January 13, 2024. Firstly, the inimitable lands of Cameroon will rub shoulders with Guinea on January 15th, counting for their first AFCON game coming up in Ivory Coast. The team will come in Saudi Arabia in preparation to the two friendlies against Equatorial Guinea and Zambia. Meanwhile, the Black Stars of Ghana will assemble in Johannesburg, South Africa on December 31st for a 10-day camp, during which the side will face Botswana in a friendly before flying to Ivory Coast. The side is drawn in Group B with Egypt, Cape Verde and Mozambique. Tanzania, who has already made public her 25-man player list for the tournament with focus on local players for their third African Cup of Nations appearances, the side will play with Egypt on a friendly game. Appearing for their 13th African Cup of Nations, Burkina Faso has equally released a 27-player list for Ivory Coast coming January. Burkina Faso will be in a camp in Abu Dhabi, where they will play against Democratic Republic of Congo on a friendly as they dot their I's and cut their T's for January 13th, 2024. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be involved in two friendlies as preparation to the upcoming African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. The side will play against Democratic Republic of Congo and Burkina Faso. And on to the host country, Ivory Coast. The Elephants of Ivory Coast will take on Sierra Leone on Saturday, the 6th of January 2024, to better strategize ahead of the competition in a friendly game. And as the 16th of January approaches for Mali to take on South Africa, the side will battle with Guinea-Bissau on a friendly to reamp themselves ahead of the competition. Who amongst the defending champions Senegal, Cameroon, Egypt, Nigeria, Morocco, Ghana and the host nation Ivory Coast will increase their AFCON titles only after the 11th of February 2024 is the winner going to be known.
With that sports story to the build-up of African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast, viewers of High Television, this is where we draw the curtains of today's newscast for Wednesday, the 27th of December, 2023. Merry Christmas to you all and Happy New Year 2024.